be here this morning, offering to share a practice of yoga. If you would like to have a blanket, you can have a blanket to help support your knees if you like. I'm using blocks also in this practice. If you do not have access to either of those things, be very mindful and pay attention to what feels right in your body. You're also welcome to practice from a chair and use a chair as a prop, and I'll give some verbal cues on how to do that. All right? So I invite you now to find a way to sit that feels comfortable and supportive to you. I'm sitting on a bolster. It can sometimes be helpful to have the hips lifted a little higher than the knees. You can, if you're sitting on a chair, I like to bring my legs a little bit more out in front. If I'm on the chair, it really helps me feel a little bit more grounded. So I'll ring our bell to start. And again, inviting yourself to find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Taking your time to make any adjustments that you need, any movement that can help anchor and ground you in that seat. You might notice the room that you're in. You might notice, for example, where the light's coming in. Anything else there is to notice? I know I've been spending a lot of time in this room, so when I center in this practice, I try to notice something specific each time I center. And then you're welcome to softly focus your gaze or close your eyes, doing what feels right for you. You're welcome to let the hands rest palms down on your lap, which has the potential to invite a deeper sense of connection with your body. Your hands can rest palms up, which has the potential to invite curiosity and openness. And there's lots of other hand positions, and you might have one that you are accustomed to, including bringing a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly. This is one that I use often if I'm feeling overwhelmed. So taking the time to choose what is supportive to you. And then connecting to your breath. By first and foremost noticing that you're breathing, noticing that you're here, this breath that is our indicator of being alive. And we can anchor ourselves in our own breath cycle, just witnessing the rise and fall of the breath in our body without shifting or altering it just yet. And just observing the breath as it enters and as it releases. And we can ask ourselves if just this act of noticing the breath has shifted or altered it in any way. And awareness is the beginning of transformation. And then we can, with intention, come into our breath. This is a tool that we have that is available to us. We can shift and alter our breath. And learning how to do that gives us a lot of power. Even in the face of uncertainty and challenge, we can shift and alter our breath. And that has the potential to alter our physiological state, which in turn impacts our thoughts, our feelings. And we can also come to the breath when we're faced with challenges and use the breath as a chance to pause before responding. So there's lots of ways that we learn to use the breath in this practice. For our purposes right now, we're going to slow the breath cycle down on the inhale and the exhale. And we're going to do that by breathing in and out through the nose. If that is not available to you, then obviously you can use your mouth. But doing what feels right for you, and just on the next inhale, bringing a little bit more air in as you breathe in. And allow the exhale to slowly release as you breathe out. And the next breath arises, bringing a little bit more air in as you breathe in. Slowly releasing as you breathe out. taking your time to find the breath cycle that feels supportive to you, that doesn't feel forced, but you can invite that sense of expansion in when you breathe in. You can invite a sense of release as you breathe out. Finding a rhythm and flow to that breath cycle. And feeling into that oscillation of your body. Feeling, even though we're sitting here in stillness, feeling the movement that your body makes in response to the inhale. Noticing any movement in your body that is in response to the exhale. And here we are just observing the breath, again with this awareness that the breath is our indicator of being alive. So this practice, the way that I engage with this practice, the way I've learned from this practice and studied and continue to study, is that when we're practicing yoga, we're paying attention to being alive and what that means for us in each and every moment. It's not a check out, but a check in. Breathing in, breathing out. And we'll take another deep breath in together, inhaling and exhaling. And then you are invited, if you choose to, I have my Shruti box here, which has the sound of a drone. The drone is found in so much of the world's music. And the drone can, if we're listening to it long enough, it has the potential to entrain our brain into an alpha wave, which is a really healing state of being. So the drone gives us a container, and that container is created for us to enter into with our own sound. So the sound of the hum is such a basic sound, and to me it has a sound that it invites comfort. It also grounds and stabilizes the vagus nerve, the longest running nerve in the central nervous system, which governs both the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. And it's activated by humming, which is really lovely because it's not a difficult thing to do. You don't have to have a musical ability. So I'm going to begin humming. You'll hear my voice, but the invitation is for you to do what feels right for you. Find a pitch to land on, or maybe move your voice around, doing what feels right for you. Taking a deep breath in. You can rub your hands together. I like to do that to transition from a contemplative to a more active practice. And as we begin to come into our physical practice, again, this is a practice rooted in mindfulness. So we're taking time to notice the effect of our actions. We're not just plowing through the practice to get to Shavasana, the meditation. We're consciously inviting awareness of how movement and breath feels, how it feels in our bodies, the different states that we enter into when we have moving our bodies in various ways. For example, I know for myself, when I'm in an expression like Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, that has the potential to be empowering for me. Whereas when I'm coming into something like a forward fold, that has the potential to be calming. So these are things that we invite awareness of, so we have that understanding of the tools that we have with us all the time, our breath, our voice, and our body. And again, being where you are, coming to the edge of sensation, meeting yourself there with your breath, coming to the where your range of movement is. So if I'm bringing my arms out to the side and that's not available to you, the invitation is to link breath and movement in ways that make sense for your body, okay? And I will do my best to guide verbally choices and options in the practice for you. All right, so we'll begin on your next available inhale by inhaling the arms up. And we're going to exhale, bringing the hands into the heart center. And let's just let the hands rest here for a few breaths, feeling again the beat of your heart, the breath in your body, the heat between your hands. And we'll do that again, inhaling, bringing the arms up. And exhaling. This time you can move with the breath. And you might even have your gaze follow your hands. And you can invite thinking about a quality of the heart center that you want to cultivate for yourself today. Maybe it's courage. Maybe it's patience. Freedom, joy, love, all of these things that can be found in the spaciousness of the heart center. Thinking about bringing whatever that is into your heart center as you move with the breath. And one more breath cycle, inhaling and exhaling, coming back to center. Again, landing in the heart center, feeling the breath, the beat of your own heart. Paying attention to being alive. And releasing your hands. And on your next available inhale, we'll bring the arms up again and bring one arm down, it doesn't matter which one. Rotate the opposite shoulder. Go ahead and bringing that arm up that's, to the extent that is available to you. Let your head and neck move around here. And then go ahead and bring that gaze up to the outstretched arm. Find a neutral place to rest your gaze. Make sure both sit bones are equally grounded and just feel into the spaciousness in the side body, the ribs. And then we'll go ahead and come over to the other side. Again, keeping both sit bones equally grounded. You can invite the head and the neck to move around here a little bit. Noticing things in our bodies. I notice my right arm, I play the harp, I knit, I do a lot of repetitive activities with my dominant, leading with my dominant side. So that often I have a lot more tightness in my right arm and my right shoulder. So, these are the things we notice in a mindfulness-based practice, and we find ways to support ourselves where we have challenges in our body. And again, this is something we take off the mat. We find ways to support ourselves when we're facing challenging emotions and thoughts. We cultivate the ability to become the witness, and we can observe those thoughts and we can decide what to do with them, right? A lot of power in that. Breathing in and out. So we're going to come to what I refer to as side sitting, and I'll give you some options if that's not available to you. I'm going to move my bolster out of the way, and I'll mirror this. So bringing the right knee in front and the left behind. And if that's not available to you, you can extend that left leg out. If you're sitting on a chair, you can come to the edge of your seat and extend that left leg out with a foot flex and keep the right leg bent. So taking your time to make whatever adjustment you need to make to come into side seated. I always mess the grammar up around that particular directive. And then we'll go ahead and bring that right arm up. Breathing in and out, feeling that spaciousness in the side body. And then go ahead and bring that hand down and bring the left arm over to meet it. Lengthening the spine. Deep abdominal twist. Making sure that your breath is, you're able to breathe nice and deep and full. And taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, unwinding. If that left leg isn't already stretched out, go ahead and stretch it out. Taking your time to center yourself. And then bringing the left hand into the inside of that left leg. Rotate the torso. Here we come into the side body again. Breathing in and out. Taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and release the hand and orient yourself toward that outstretched leg. It'll feel a little bit like a twist with your spine in alignment of the inside of that left leg. Keep the spine nice and long on your inhale. Exhale, slowly surrender. So this is Janu Shirshasana. This is the journey of going inward. So we don't hurl ourselves into the destination. We take our time. This is what we learn about ourselves in the journey. What are you learning about yourself right now? Right? And can you witness that with radical acceptance and compassion for the circumstances that you're in? Lengthen the spine on the inhale, exhale, surrender. Moving with the breath, even if that movement is very minuscule. Taking another deep breath in and slowly come back up to center. Notice what's present. And then switching sides. Again, being mindful, if it doesn't feel comfortable for that hip, you can stretch that right leg out. If you're on the chair, you can do that. You can come to the edge of your chair with the front knee bent and extend the right leg out with the foot flexed. Okay? And here we are on this side, and it might feel awkward somewhat. This is a really, I love sitting this way, and I forget about sitting this way often. Go ahead and inhale that left arm up. Again, the side body opening, feeling that spaciousness between the ribs. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring the left hand down, bringing the right arm over, lengthening the spine here, deep abdominal twist. Maintain awareness of your breath, paying attention to your back. Taking another deep breath in. And exhale, coming back to center. And then if that right leg isn't extending out, go ahead and extend it out. Again, nice long spine. We bring the right hand to the inside of the right leg, and we inhale that left arm up again, coming into the side body one more time. And one thing that I notice about coming into the side body is it has the potential to invigorate me. It also has the potential to elevate my mood slightly, as well as increase my body temperature. Taking a deep breath in and exhale, releasing, orienting ourselves toward that outstretched leg. Keeping the spine nice and long, gaze out over the toe. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, surrender. Keeping both sit bones equally grounded. You can feel that the leg that's bent, you can feel that hip opening a little bit maybe. Maybe that's something you can bring into your awareness. Maybe there's something else that's present. And then taking a deep breath in, slowly coming back up to center. And then we're going to come into a wide-legged stance. And you might, if you have a blanket here, you might use your blanket to help support the hips if you're sitting on the mat. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn my blanket around. And coming into a wide-legged forward fold. I'll move stuff around here. Making sure the pelvis is tilted instead of tucked. And feet are flexed. And here you have choices and options. We have the side body that we've been exploring, right? We can come into twist here. We've done that too, right? And we also have this forward fold. So you are invited to connect to your body and maybe explore any combination of these offerings, side body, twisting. One thing that I like to do, let me grab a bolster here, so they won't fall down. Oh, they are, they're falling down. Oh well. One thing I like to do is get a bolster sometimes and even use blocks. If you have towels at home, you can do this, or pillows, and fold over and rest here a bit. 2 more breaths. And slowly come up, recognizing that most people likely will not have bolsters in their home. You can create one that's a little bit sturdier than a pillow by taking a bath or beach towel, a big one, and sort of rolling it up so it's in this shape. And, you know, getting the big giant rubber bands that you have on your produce and just wrap them around the beach towel or blanket, and then you'll have your very own bolster. All right, so coming back to center, go ahead and bring the legs together. And we're going to come into tabletop and articulate the spine here. If that is not available to you to be on your hands and knees, you can do this seated in the chair. If you're seated in a chair, we're going to be inhaling and exhaling, articulating the spine. If you're in tabletop here, making sure that you're not collapsing into the joints. So I like to lengthen my arms here, spread the fingers, lift the navel into the spine, so I can feel the muscles around my frame. And you can feel, if you let go into the joints, you can feel what that feels like. I know unconsciously I do that in my body a lot, so that's something we want to bring awareness to. And then articulating the spine, whether you're sitting in the chair or you're in tabletop. Inhale, opening up space in the heart, lifting the tailbone. Exhale, rounding, chin into chest, tucking the tailbone. So moving at your own pace and flow. And after your next exhale, coming back to neutral spine. So we're going to prepare to come into what is referred to as downward facing dog. So if you are using a chair and you're able to stand up and have the chair in front of you and walk your feet back, so your hands are on the chair and your ears are beside your arms. If you're on the mat, you can lengthen the arms in front, spread the fingers, lift the elbows off the mat, inhale, come forward, exhale, lifting the hips up. Whether you're on a chair or your hands are on the floor, lengthening the spine, you come up on the tiptoes, bend the knees, pedal. And of course, my dog has already done this today a bunch of times. Animals wake up and move. I know I wake up and I run for the coffee maker. So we can learn from animals and babies and children how they move their bodies. So walk your hands. If you're using the chair, you can walk your feet forward. If you're on the mat, you can walk your hands back. Take your left hand, bring it to the outside of your right calf. Let your whole torso come toward that forearm. You can keep that right hand in front on the mat, or you can bring it to the hip, or you can extend it up and have a little bit of a twist here. Taking another deep breath in, and go ahead and bring that both hands down. This time the left hand comes in front and center for now. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left calf. Let the whole torso come toward that right forearm. Left hand can be on the hip. Come straight up. It can be a twist here if you choose. Breathing in and out. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, let the hands come back. Find your way back to downward facing dog, whether your hands are on the floor or a chair. Breathe in and out. See if you can notice after that twist any more space in the rib cage. And of course, you're always invited to take a rest if you need to before I guide you to move from this shape to the next. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then take your time to walk your feet towards your hands. Again, keep a little bend in the knee. Nice long spine. I like to move my shoulders around here. And then root to rise, strong legs engaging through the feet, coming all the way up, letting the arms come up, letting the shoulders come back. Bring the shoulders back a couple times, and then extend the arms up. Again, resilience, cultivating resilience, tall mountain. And resilience doesn't mean we don't feel things that are challenging. It means that we also have the capacity, even in challenging times and uncertainty where we have anger and sadness and fear and frustration, we also can have hope and joy and compassion all present. We can make room for all of these things. Inhaling, exhale back into our heart center. Always a great place to land. Again, feeling the heat in your body, the heartbeat. One of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver, says, "It's a serious thing to be alive here in this broken world." I don't know if that's exact quote, but a lot of the words that she says land in my body, and we can be curious about being here during these times. Taking a deep breath in and releasing our hands. So we're going to invite ourselves into a slow flow practice. I'm going to move my blanket. And you're welcome to have the chair in front of you with the seat facing you like we had with the downward facing dog, if that's something that feels supportive. I'm recognizing not everybody may have yoga props at home. I would encourage you, and if you're on my newsletter, I'm going to send out some resources this week. I would encourage you, if you don't have them and you want to continue to have an active practice, to purchase them. I'm guessing that even when things start to open, that places aren't going to be sharing props and things like that. So you might want to consider that investment in a set of blocks and anything else that you know that you would use regularly. All right, so coming to the front of our mat, grounding through the soles of your feet, really feeling into the feet. I like to lift my toes and spread them, and then really connect to like the roll of the feet, the stabilization, weight bearing, really connecting through the sensation in the feet and allowing that to build from the ground up. So engaging through the feet, grounding through the feet, there's like this rebound effect from gravity that I can feel. Muscles in my calves engage, the quads. I like to feel like I'm lifting the torso out of the pelvic bowl, and that engages my core, my center of gravity. And then opening the heart, letting the shoulders come back. All right, we'll do a couple half sun salutations here. So inhaling, bringing the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, coming all the way down. Inhale, come up halfway so the spine's nice and long. Your hands can be on your calves, on the chair, on blocks. Exhale, forward fold. Strong legs, root to rise. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, coming all the way up again. Exhale, nice long spine, coming all the way down. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we'll inhale, we'll come all the way up again. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. And you're welcome. You can stay here. You can flow through vinyasa, classical vinyasa, or cat-cow, or child's. I like to come and hang out and plank for a while. And then up dog. So doing what feels right for you. And then taking your time to step the feet toward the hands. Come up halfway again, inhaling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, will come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Shifting your weight into your right foot, connecting to your center of gravity in your core. You can just step that left foot back, or if you want to inhale, bringing the knee up and experiment with balance a little. And taking your time to step that back. And here again, connecting to that, the energy in that back leg, making any adjustments, squaring the hips to the best of your ability front, which will challenge your balance, so find somewhere to fix your gaze. Gently bend that front knee, tuck the tailbone, and then letting the arms come up. Let the hands come out at, have my hand too close to the wall here. Let your arms come out with the palms facing up, so the shoulders outwardly rotate. And then go ahead, bring the arms up, feeling the shoulders coming together in the back. And here we have Virabhadrasana 1, the warrior, embodying courage and vulnerability. And then we can exhale into humble warrior, letting the hands come either clasping or bringing them to opposite wrist or elbow. Lengthen the spine. You can keep your gaze forward or drop your head. And then go ahead and bring your hands to either side of the right leg or to the chair. Slowly straighten the right knee and bring that left hip forward, nice long spine. And meet that sensation that you might be experiencing in that right leg with your breath. See if you can soften your face and your hands. And then little bend in the front knee. We'll step this left foot up to meet the right. We'll inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bringing our hands once again to our hips. Shifting our weight to the left foot, finding the center of gravity. And again, you can step that right foot back directly, or you can experiment with a little bit of balance. Again, take your time to build your foundation, anchoring, connecting, opening, moving. Connecting with your breath here. Letting the arms come out, palms facing up. And then bring them back up. See if you can drop the shoulders a little more. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, coming into humble warrior. Switch the way you have your hands clasped and your fingers. Humbly bringing your heart and head toward the earth, honoring the warrior today of all days, honoring the fallen. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, letting your hands come to either side of the right or the left leg on the mat or the chair or any other props. Go ahead and slowly straighten that left leg. Bring the right hip forward. Nice long spine. Notice your breath. Notice the back pinky toe. Take your time and step back to downward facing dog. If you're with the chair, it might be easier to step both feet together and then walk them both back. It might even be easier to do that if your hands are on the mat as well. And inviting yourself to notice where you are experiencing any more length in your body here. I joke around a lot to students that we should do the thing we did when we were kids, like taking the pencil and doing our height on the wall. We can do that before and after a class when we've done a lot of forward folds and stretches. Breathing in and out. Take your time to step your feet, walk or step your feet forward. Gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, strong legs, root to rise, coming all the way up. Exhale into the heart center, breathing in and out. Noticing the heat you've generated in your body, the breath. Another quote from Mary Oliver, what will you do with your one wild and precious life, right? Leaning into these inquiries is really a way we can grow. Being curious and being kind in our curiosity. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, releasing. We're going to face the long side of our mat. If you are wanting the support of your chair, you can bring it so the seat is facing you in front. If you are wanting to have blocks in front or any other supports, you can have those available. We're going to come into a wide-legged stance. So take your time to walk your feet out. And if you don't get dizzy, let the head drop, and we'll have it dropped for a while. So if you do tend to get dizzy, just keep your gaze forward, keep your back, like we were doing the halfway when we were coming up on our forward folds, keep your gaze lifted and the spine nice and long there. We're going to inhale here, all the way up. Exhale, leading with the heart. Letting your hands come maybe to the chair, to the blocks, to the mat. And you have options here. If you are wanting to, you can let the arms come, lengthen the arms out, just like we did in downward facing dog without the weight bearing. The legs are doing all the work here. You can have the arms right at the edge of the mat if you're using a mat, or walk them in to the inside of your feet. So you can experiment. You can have your gaze lifted, spine nice and long, or drop the head. Let your breath come in nice and deep and full, slow, deep, full breath cycles here. One more breath cycle. And then go ahead and have your hands either on the chair or at the very edge of your mat. If you're not using a mat, they'll be about 2 hands in front of your feet. And we're going to use a twist here. Inhale to one side. Let the gaze follow the hand. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale back to center. Moving at your own pace and flow. Alternating sides. With your inhale, coming back to center on your exhale. And the next time you come to center on your exhale, we're going to walk the feet in just a little bit. Bend both knees so you have a little bit of a squat. And we'll come up into a squat. Hands can be to the inside of the legs, sinking down. You can move around a little bit, the hips if you like. Sink down again. You can bring goddess arms, cactus arms. And then take your time to slowly come up. Take your time to walk the feet in. And we're going to prepare for a balance. So if you have a wall next to you or the chair or any other prop, that can be helpful. We're going to explore Vrikshasana tree. And the trees around here have just really, they look like summer trees, and it's still only the end of May. They're just really lush and green, the deep green. When we think about tree, we think about being rooted and grounded, and then from that place we're rooted and grounded, extending beyond ourselves, right? Sometimes I love to lay down in the forest and look up, and trees always seem to look like they're in a circle if I'm lying on my back, and there's just a lot to contemplate with trees. So if you want to have the wall beside you, you can use the wall. You can keep a toe on the ground and a heel above the ankle. So decide how you want to enter into this, having an awareness of your center of gravity, having an awareness of where you want to focus your gaze, use your breath. Decide how you want to come into the expression. And let your hands decide where they want to be. Using your breath, your gaze. Notice any micro movements in your body. 2 more breaths. And then finding your way out. Making a little bit of movement. And then go ahead and come into the expression on the other side. Again, noticing what there is to notice, micro movements of your body, anchoring into your center of gravity, focusing your gaze. Practicing balance is a really good thing for someone like me who tends to be very scattered. I do a lot of different things in my life, and I've learned that balance practice has helped me cultivate the ability to focus my mind and follow through. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, release. All right, inviting ourselves into a little bit of free movement. If you're sitting in front of a computer all day, like many people are right now, or a device, you want to get up and move your body. You want to connect to the range of movement in the joints that are available to you. You want to move the spine in 7 directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to find ways to support your wrists if you're doing a lot of typing. So finding ways to build some small practices into your day is really important. All right, so we're going to come down for meditation. I have a special treat today. I have my little harp. I've been playing my big harp every Wednesday, and I haven't played my little harp in quite a while, so I brought it out today. Thankfully, it was still in tune, and so I thought for our meditation, I would offer some music up to you. So find a way to come to whatever your meditation form looks like, whether that's seated or lying on your back, on your belly, on your side, wherever it is that you feel held and supported. And I often, when I play the harp, I've worked in hospice for 17 years with patients, and I often imagine that I'm wrapping people in a blankie when I play the harp. And of course it's warm today, so you might not want a blankie, but if you can just invite yourself to perhaps enter into this space of feeling held, of feeling supported, just through the beautiful sounds of the harp. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti. So thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching this live or on YouTube, and I'm grateful to be able to offer practice and support and honoring this beautiful practice, honoring its roots and origins from the Indus Valley. May all beings be well and have access to wellness. May all beings live free and safe from harm. May all beings have peace. And may each one of our thoughts, words, and actions contribute to the wellness, the access to wellness, the freedom, safety, and peace of all beings, so be it. So Shanti, I hope you have a blessed, blessed, blessed day. Thank you.